Okay, probably hardly everyone. Just kidding. So, welcome back, guys. Another cast with Trendfollowing Tyson. You guys know business as usual. Alright? So, we need to update the trend picture. We need to update the stocks. We need to keep in touch with what's going on here in the markets. Alright? Kind of stay in touch with reality market or market reality. And we will do so. But we'll do so from a trend following point of view on stocks. Because there's another... some people don't technically trend follow on stocks. They trend follow on currencies and things like that. But with that being said, let's take a quote from William Eckhart, who was... I was listening to some audio from Mike Covell today. Beautiful audio. I think it was episode 672. Just awesome stuff on there. But it was talking about it was giving some point of view into the original turtle trading story. So check out that trendfollowing.com episode 672. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. But anyways, I was talking about the original turtle traders and how they didn't expect you to know anything. They basically made an ad in the newspaper. I think it was William Eckhart and Richard Dennis. They made an ad in the newspaper for accepting applications saying that they can trade, they can teach traders how to trade. And some of these traders have went on to be some of the greatest traders of all time, in my opinion, and have produced some of the current greatest traders. Because in my point of view, trend following came from turtle trading. Okay, it was just named trend following, kind of like as time evolved. All right, it's just turtle trading is basically trend following. It's an aspect of trend following, and it was introduced by William Eckhart and Richard Dennis. Okay, so and from that group of traders came an outstanding bunch, and I'm talking about Bruce Kovner, Ed Sykota, and Michael Marcus, and a few others to be, a few others, and of course from that has branched trend following in its aspect, what is known as today trend following, which is what I like, which is the process that I use. Anyways, let's get into the quote from William Eckhart. I just wanted to tell you guys who William Eckhart was. Okay, so I haven't seen much correlation between good trading and intelligence. Some outstanding traders are quite intelligent, but a few aren't. Many outstanding, intelligent people are horrible traders. Average intelligence is enough. Beyond that, emotional makeup is more important. I told you guys this once before on the show. Alright? That these traders were asked, who would you rather have? Okay? If you were going to take on some traders and say, let's take these traders on, let's see what we can do. Alright, with these traders. Let's teach these traders. If you were going to take that aspect on, what type of person would you take on? And they said they'd rather have a person who is not as rich, who would rather prefer to lose less in the markets, but who also is made up of a stronger emotional makeup, a stronger emotional intelligence, a stronger emotional makeup. Okay? So keep that in mind in trading. Don't get all emotional. Don't get outside of the process. Stay within the process. And don't be Mr. Smart Aleck guy that's so smart you can predict everything through fundamentally speaking and through technical analysis and by the white soldier, white candle, top candle over the topping 100 moving indicators. No. You need emotional intelligence. You need to be able to stick to the process. Okay? Alright, so the main process is holding winners, riding winners, cutting losers, and, some few other technical aspects inside of there. But you guys get the moral of the story. So Keep that in mind in trading. Keep this quote from William Eckhart in mind. Beyond that, you need emotional intelligence, and that's kind of the moral of the story here. All right. So keep your cap on. Don't make emotional decisions. Well thought out strong emotional decisions that you have been well thought out in the market, but not emotional triggers like just quick emotional decisions, like stupid decisions, irrational. I'm trying to say irrational. Don't make irrational decisions in the market, especially in this time. Kind of angle in your process, get back to what's working, stick to what's working, and emotionally stick to that. Through your thought, okay? Process that, all right? Not irrationally. Let's have a good reason to what we're doing and why we're doing it, okay? Now let's get to the trend picture. Beautiful stuff from William Eckhart. Beautiful stuff from some of that original turtle trading mixture up there. All right, so let's get to the first stock, okay? And you guys heard all this enough. You guys heard all this stuff enough on the show already, okay? You guys heard everything enough about riding trends, all right, buying pullbacks and all this kind of stuff. So let's get into the trend picture. I wanted to show you guys something though. So this right here, this is old, okay, guys? This is old. This has been on my TradingView platform here, and this is old. You guys know I showed you this already. So remember what I showed you guys about MRNS? About I traded it coming up here, and then I traded, I caught some of this movement up here, and then it kind of how do I say this, reversed on itself, okay? And then I told you I noticed this right here, this portion here, when prices started the green candles coming in, I noticed it here. See this point, this is the point I made on the chart. So what was this? This was 420. So from 420, I made an entry on MRNS, okay? That triggered my entry. These next set of three, I told you guys, are like 3 to 4 sets of higher highs coming into what I call an uptrend. So when I got it, it was here. So look at where our prices have gone now. That was 420. This is $8. See that? You can now. This is my point. Is you can follow a move from start, you can follow a move from start, and you can follow a move to finish. If you're barely getting long on this MRNS, this is still a very good point. This is why it's on the show now. So let's move very quickly. Let me show you the point on MRNS. So I like this level here, this $8. Old resistance here, and resistance here on the chart. And if we can get over that, if we can get over this resistance level here, this kind of is the break. This is the break. This is the last. If you were running back, running through the lane, so to speak, trying to break the tackle and all this kind of stuff, if you were running back, this would be the last. This will be the last person that you need to clear. That your blocker, either your blocker needs to get this guy out of your way, or you need to shake his ass off, and you need to head up the field. This is the last guy before you see nothing but green field, before you hit that touchdown, before you see nothing but open space down the end, down the field. This is the last opponent right here. You need to block him or you need to shake him. So this stock needs to either knock this down and kind of get inside of this, but this really isn't a solid close. This is really the trigger here. Once we get over this, this chart starts to open up. Okay, it really starts to open up. I was watching it here, guys. I was trading it here, coming up to here. All right, because I liked the upside that I saw back here. I didn't have any of this yet to go off of. I was looking at the stock from here. This was the entry I was looking at when I first traded it. And I told you I traded it here, traded up, and then it came down on itself, and then I made an entry here. So I didn't just make this when I made the show. I said, all right, let me go back and let me make a little trigger here. No, that wouldn't even make any sense. This is the point on the chart that I made my next entry when I noticed the trend was starting to regather itself and continue its uptrend. This was the point here. So look where we're at now, 8. We're at 8. So look what, this is what, when I made my entry, first I started trading it here. This was not my first entry. I made an entry here on the uptrend and I closed it. But this is what I saw was the upside. Now, further down the road, this is why it's so important to stay with your winners. Okay? Stay with your winners. Because so further on down the chart, now look, when we clear this, the chart starts to open up. It's opened up and we get to see what upside we're going to clear. So I'm long here. If you're going to open up a long, you can open you up a buy stop here at 8. Okay? Buy stop limit order. I showed everybody how to make a buy stop limit order already, so you can make a buy stop limit order on this thing and kind of enjoy that ride. You could imaginarily draw a trend line from here, connecting these lower points here and here. So it's possible that this could come a little bit lower. Okay, so MRNS I like MRNS. Okay. SHSP does not have a lot of market cap behind it, but I showed you guys this stock a month ago. Okay, doesn't even have 100 million in market cap, which I don't like trading anything under 100 million in market cap. But the way this stock is moving, just keep it on your radars. Okay, because it's definitely got a lot of strength and it's been moving very well in the last month, the last 5 trading sessions. Okay, so watch this stock to continue its ravage beast of a movement. SHSP. Okay. If you need to tighten up your stop, you can tighten it up. It should hold some of these candles. Let's go into a, kind of looks horrible on this 5-minute candles. Okay, it looks horrible on those 5-minute candles. Yeesh. Just don't like the look of that. Really, guys? Alright, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with that. This is horrible. This is a decent stock. It's been moving pretty well. You guys seen it, so just watch this stock. You guess you got to pan out to get a decent look at it. I'd like to look at some of this activity in here, but for some reason, it just looks like crap. So I'd like for prices to hold this last gap up here, 975. Okay, stop yourself out at 950. That's a dollar stop. SHSP for continuation. Watch that thing. ENPH is becoming to be the next home run. Remember this stock? Remember what I just showed you on MRNS? I'm going to show you it on this thing now. Rounding bottom on the 5-year structure, and we are just loving the way this rounding bottom is still continuing to fulfill. Even though I showed you guys it here when it broke out of 5. Even though I showed you it when it broke out of 5, I still like this thing. Look at what it's done. Just like MRNS, the last stock I showed you. This was a beautiful buy point that I made on ENPH. Early. This was my buy. I bought this on the trend line. Okay? Made a nice trade here. But now look, we broke out over 5, which is when I showed it to you guys. We broke out of 5. Now this stock is just merely mirroring itself. So I told you prices push down, round, gather sentiment, changes it to the upside now. So don't know what this is going to clear. Let's just ride it. It's one of the most consistent stocks right now in this crappy market. And we've been trading it since here. I traded it since here, and I showed it to you guys here. At breaking over 5, I showed you guys a buy stop over 5 to get inside this thing. And we got inside this thing, and boom, there it is. And that buy stop just so happened to be the break over the 200-day. So watch continuation on ENPH. Beautiful stock, one of the better stocks on the market right now. All right. And what it showed you here, I can back up really quickly and show you this kind of trend line thing. See this trend line here on the monthly? From here, connect these lower points like I told you guys. Connect all these lower points. Connect this. Connect these lower points here, and you got a trend line, okay? There you go. All right, so this is a beautiful spot to buy. Absolutely. That way you have some ground in case things get stopped, in case things get shaky. You have a better stop range. You're not buying in a range up here. Beautiful buy right now on the ENPH to enjoy that rounding bottom continuation. TNDM. Stock's looking really good right now. I just like for it to see what happens with this thing that we're doing here. All right. Little setback right there. So here we are, TNDM. Here's the last higher high it's set right here. Back on the 25th. Alright. Last higher high it set. This is before it went to crap, guys. This is before it started struggling. Alright. It denied price action at 20. It denied price action at 24.50. And then it came down here. Now we're back at this 24.50 again. Man, breakout over 20, breakout above this, and you're going to see what this move right here is all about. We're going to see what this move right here is all about. Wow. Remember I told you guys, I said, let me go back to that 5-year. Trend following is all about looking at the bigger picture. You're trying to take the majority of the move. I can go back and show you longs on this thing from $8. Okay? But anyways, remember what I showed you guys. I said, whoa, I said prices were rounding here. I said if we even attempt to get over this and cross into this 25 space, 30 space, my Lord Jesus. One of the best trades I have ever made. Ever. Beautiful winner on TNDM. Beautiful stock on TNDM. Watch that for continuation. And I dare this thing to keep rounding here. I double dog dare it to keep rounding. If that keeps rounding, guys, if this price action here even decides to change, which it already has rounded significantly. But what I'm saying is, this is a lot of continuation, my guys. This is a lot of continuation. But if we get over this, we've already got over this candle here. We've already over this. We're already over this little stuff here. So, man, TNDM looking wonderful. You got to have some patience. Trend following is all about patience, letting these moves play themselves out. These moves will span themselves out before you will. You'll close your position before these moves conclude where they're going. Okay? So have that emotional strength, like we just heard from William Eckhart. Have that emotional intelligence. Be one of the fewer traders that's going to make something out of this. And use that emotional intelligence we just heard from William Eckhart. Have that emotional strength. If there was going to be anything to separate you from the shitty traders, let that emotional strength. I think what William Eckhart is saying, that's going to be the key that's going to separate people. That emotional intelligence is going to be that little key that separates that 90 whatever % of traders, losing traders. APRN, I told you guys I like this thing, and now it's crossing over the 200-day moving average. Right there you see it, giant candle as it crossed over the 200. I showed you guys this thing back here as it was making this pattern, higher highs and lows before it hit the 200. Now that we hit the 200, I like APRN to cover some more ground. This is another long. I'm taking along on this thing this week. Okay, I'm taking along on APRN. I'm going to make a stop here to see what happens. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to stop myself out until prices get really rugged. But I'm going to continue with this, and we're also approaching a key level here. If we get over this key level, which we already inside of it, if we get over this key level, man, watch APRN to do some wonderful things. Catching these moves early before everyone else starts chasing them. And it's not about catching top and bottoms. It's just about taking our signals. And our signals are higher highs and lows. APTS, I like this apartment thing here. Looking really good. Alright. Higher highs and higher lows. Just crossed over the 200-day moving average. Watch this thing to cover some more upside. See, it was just consolidated, but now since it broke out and broke out here and broke out here, watch this thing for major continuation. Just crossed the 200-day moving average. So watch APTS. Okay, guys? Don't tighten your stops up too tight. As you see, this thing's very consistent in price action right now. Let's pan out really quick. Pan in. You see how consistent we are in price action? I love this right here. So let's watch this for continuation, okay? Don't set your top stops too tight, because this thing could close, hit this, and bounce out. So don't, even if you stopped yourself out, you'd be counterproductive. You'd be counter trend trading. You'd be counter trend following. You'd be counter moving. You'd be trading against the trend, because even if this pulls back, this trend is still valid. Still valid, okay? CNSL, I showed you guys this thing. I think it's denying the 200 just a bit. No, we're way over. We are way over the 200-day moving average. Sorry about that. So I love this stock for continuation. Just a beast. Just a beast. All right. CNSL looking really well. Came back, turned old resistance. You guys heard from my show. Old resistance turns into support. Here's resistance. Break through resistance, come back to break through resistance, and then we come back and just use it as support. See, we're sitting on it now. We're sitting on this here now. All right, guys. Use these techniques throughout your career. You can make a career of making good bets, or you can make you won't last long making a career of bad bets any damn way. So, but you make a career of making good bets, and good bets are following trends, okay? Buying breakouts, okay? Buying support levels, okay? Buying buy stop limit orders, following price action, okay? Those are making good bets. Do that over the career of your time. Do that over time in your career, okay? Now we have a high level here on a breakout on this yearly time frame. So I like prices to continue over this 440. You see how we're actually sitting on it, right? Old resistance, like I just told you. This was resistance back when? What day was it? When was this? This was resistance in 622. 622. It's about a month ago. Almost a month ago. This was resistance. Now look what happened. Still resistance, barreling against resistance. Comes down. Remember what I told you guys, on an uptrend. Even though stock pulls back on an uptrend, these are always good buying points. Because when a stock pulls back, you know you're in an uptrend. Look at the predominant here. We're trading with the predominant. The predominant says we're pulling back, so guess what? Of course we're going to come knock these back over. So now, just wait, give this some time. What I say when we opened up the show, trend following is all about giving it that time. Give this thing that time to get over this, which it's attempting now. Okay? There's no reason why, in my opinion, why it should fall back, because it's already failed. It already came on to this resistance level once, fell back, and now it came to rally through it. So, in my opinion, there's no reason why we need to fall back here. Okay? We need to, and in my opinion, we're probably getting ready to push through here, because we've already pulled back here to the moving average to gather some momentum. Now we gathered our momentum. Pull back, pounce. Pull back off the MA, pounce. Pull back off the MA, pounce. So there possibly might be a pullback here, but this thing should be ready to pull out of this area, break out of this area, okay? And it's been here for some time now, so it should be ready. This thing moves pretty slow too. I remember this stuff. So CVEO, we're going to end up the show shortly here. DERM, DERM. All right, I like this stock. That's why it's on the show. If you make a career out of making good bets, you could go somewhere. And I heard that from Larry Height. You could do something in your career if you make a career out of making good damn bets. All right? Another good bet here, guys. Trend following Tyson. You are trend following with Tyson. But another good bet here. How many times have we seen stocks gap down on this show only to gap up through it? 100. 100 stocks we saw here gap down on themselves, and then we're looking at it and we're like, oh, that gap down, but now look at it. We're clearly, so just Beautiful, beautiful behavior here on this stock. I love this price action. Down here, up here, pull back, up here, just consistency. So I like this thing to break out above 12. So just watch this stock. Oh man, this looks beautiful. This is the gap down here. We've already traded inside the gap down. The gap down was at 9. We're already over that. We're already over 1050, which was this last point here. Move is on, guys. We're already inside this gap. We're not all the way into it, which you want to catch this move. You don't want to look at it and say, why did I miss all that? So, boom, breakout over 12, over this area. Just watch this stock. But definitely breakout over 12, and it's on and popping. But just getting out of this area. Just getting out of it, okay? So set your stop. Don't trade it inside this area, though. So set your stop under 1075. Don't trade it in here. We're trading out of this. Anything that's outside of this 1150 area, we're trading outside of that. We're not trading inside of 1070 of this area though. 1075. We're not trading in here. We're trading out of here. So DERM and FNKO. Oh, let me show you guys FNKO. Remember I told you guys that it had pulled back and I said this is probably going to be some watch for the behavior here. There's a green candle on this stock now. Okay? So this pullback is starting already to continue back here. This is already starting to continue back up in here. So this move's continuing. Show you it on the yearly real quick. So see how this pull back in here, pull back and move, okay? Uptrend, beautiful price action here. Love this. And then pull back, beautiful price action, and then pull back. So now expect another one of these to come because this is what we're in. Pull back, and I've already seen some green coming into this area today on another chart. So this is already coming to start what it does here already, which is have another higher high over its pullback. Okay, so FNKO for continuation. NIHD I'm considering a long on. I already had this long. Show you what I like about this very quickly. Trend line here. See this trend line? I told you guys I traded it through this. And when it buckled below, I took my profits. Okay? But now trend line has developed itself again. Just right here now. So, and then where is it sitting, guys? Let me get you a bar real quick. Let me get you a trend line bar. Where's this thing sitting at now, guys? Remember the trend line I had drew in here? Now I'm drawing it here for us. Sitting right on it. Perfect buy spot. Perfect buy spot for this stock right now. Perfect buy spot at 4. Okay? Perfect buy spot. Stop below 375, 365. Okay? NIHD. And why do I like it so much? On the 5-year time frame, it's rounding. Look at this, guys. I don't have to lie about stuff. I opened a long, NIHD long open 205. This was way back here in October or July of last year. Buying the breakout, holding winners as long as the trend has continued of higher highs. I don't get out. Remember, prices tend to gap up in the direction of the predominant trend. I didn't make this now. I made this back whenever this chart was here. Not a lot of weight here, but some stop below trend line. That was when I made my stop below the trend line. What did I say? I said I did get stopped out, but I rode this move. Okay, so we're riding it again. Here it is. And we're rounding. A lot of upside here on this chart, guys. And I showed you guys from a cheap stock like ENPH what happens when we start watching them back here. Okay? So let's go ahead and check the next one and we'll close the show. Man, I have so many tickers. I can't keep you guys here all night though. I ain't going to show you INFY. You know, this is a beautiful stock. This market cap is over like this market cap something stupid like 30 million. And you guys know you need market cap to move your price, okay? You need that market cap to move your price. So the fact this has 20-something billion in market cap tells me that when prices say they can be at 150, that's probably correct. Here we are at the highest point we've ever been on this chart. I like this thing over 20. If this thing can get over 20, it can get over 22, and it can get over 24, and it can get over 30, and it can go continue on. Okay? I like this INFY. So breakout over 20, let's say 2020. Like that weird movie, that one movie. OPK, and then I'm going to show you SRNE to close it. Okay? Beautiful uptrend here. Look at that. Monster. Just traded itself monsterly up here. See that thing? Just traded like a beast all the way up here. Beautiful stock. And then now look what we got here. Dude, this is I love this. And I showed you guys this thing earlier this week, Monday. Beautiful stock, OPK, guys. Wow. Alright. SRNE crossing over the 200. And then we'll get out. That's it. That's all I got. This isn't crossing over the 200. This is riding a trend line when we pan into the time frames. The correct time frames. So it's just riding this little line up here. So I like it where it's long, and I like it. It's kind of wedging. See this little wedge here? And then I can make another one from there to here. Okay? So prices are kind of wedging inside of here. So if this wedge little boop pops up here, okay? And plus we're giving you some little trend line space. This is a beautiful long right now, you guys. A beautiful long. Because you're not buying in a range up here. You're buying right inside this space. Beautiful long for it to bust out of this area. I like this. And a little mini trend line here, okay? Now I'm just drawing too many damn lines on here. So, beautiful stock here. SRNE. I'll see you guys in the middle of the week. Manage that risk in any case. You guys know business as usual, alright?